Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Miles Lewis Show, Season 2, Episode 1, with my brother from another mother, Mr. Dylan Yau. Dylan, how are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. I'm glad to have you on the
You look
show.
good.
Last season we had all barbers, like barbers that you probably know, like we had like Alan Beak,
Yeah,
myself,
yeah.
obviously, a few other Cal News, some people you probably shot with in the past. And this season I want to just switch it up a little bit, get some more people involved, and just a little bit of difference, really. Rather than it just being about the barbering industry, I want to chuck it out there, geezer. Do you know what I mean? So
Oh,
I met Dylan shooting for Osmo. We were doing a new season kind of launch, and we just kind of got on. In it, Dill. Like it was just like love from the first kind of go.
yeah. It's ideal them shoots, isn't it? Where you just click with the team, but it-
100, yeah, 100. Because the guy I had after you, um, when I was cutting his hair, he had his AirPods in and was playing some like World of Warcraft, I think it was, and
nah,
he
that's
just
that's not me, that bro.
yeah, me and that guy didn't vibe too tough. But yeah, it doesn't matter. But with me and you did, so for me, it's a win. It's a win-win, you know. So
Exactly. I meet the beautiful Miles.
well, that's it. And I feel we had fun on that day, and I made a friend. Like, what's more important than that? Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Sorry, I'm just changing stuff on my screen here. Welcome to the new studio.
Oh, it looks mint.
Even though this writing's backwards today, but that's for people watching this in the mirror. I thought about that already.
Little technical difficulty.
Yeah, little techers. I'll
It
have it
happens.
sorted.
It happens.
I should have tested it before, but I thought I had tested it before, but I hadn't tested it before. If you know what I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, can you? So I've even got a card here with questions. I'm gonna get the Miles Lewis show cards made like they have
Yeah.
on
So,
like TV shows. I'm gonna be like. So my first question for you today, Dylan, is who is Dylan Yao, and what's your background? So ramble on for a little bit. Tell us a bit about you, brother.
um, to be fair, I'm a bit of a naughty kid. I've had like quite a decent upbringing.
Hmm.
Um, like I went to boarding school. Yeah,
Love
that
that.
was it. Was that like people like that's everyone's reactions to boarding school. It's like, oh, do you know what I mean? But literally boarding school is like the best times of my life.
That's something I never knew about you.
Nah.
And if someone said, oh, "Did you know Dylan went to boarding school?" I'd say, "No, he didn't. I know him." No, go on, carry on. Tell me more.
um, but yeah, like I went to boarding school when I was like maybe 10 till about 15, and
Okay.
literally like made so many friends there. Like we all used to sneak out at night and stuff, like in Durham and stuff, but it was mad. The teachers didn't really seem to care that much. Like
If-
we used to just like sneak out the windows, like and come back in at 10 o'clock at night and stuff. But obviously, when you're like 13 years old, that's quite late. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, bro, like I don't know what it is. Like I've always just kind of liked being the class clown or liked looking for trouble. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of quietened down as I've got older ish.
Yeah, I hear that.
Um,
I used to be a bit of that guy as well. I used to be the class clown, always doing stuff for laughs. I did terribly at school. I don't know about yourself, but
oh,
I,
bro.
I did terribly. I like super bad, like super bad. Like I didn't turn up. Like education for me, it isn't what education is the real meaning. If you know what I mean. So education's just learning, yeah. But the education system for me was something completely against my ethos in life and the way it kind of go to school, learn science, maths,
Yeah.
English, da. I didn't want to be a surgeon. I didn't want to be a scientist. I didn't want to be a mathematician, and I didn't want to go. I probably should have paid more attention in English, possibly. I think that would have helped me a bit more articulate myself nowadays. But the rest, like, do you remember back in the day when they say you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket
It's
all
like
the time?
you literally carry like a big, expensive £1,000 calculator in your pocket.
Exactly, and it so happens to make phone calls. which is crazy. I remember that. They said that to you, and we said, yeah, what about mobile phones? You're not always going to have your phone on you. Well, when I'm doing some math, I probably will. Or Google. You can just Google it these days, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, but if you break your phone, like the next thing you're doing after that is ringing up your insurance and getting a new phone. Do you know what I mean? So you're only
Hundreds.
ever without a phone for like a day or so.
Yeah, and even then, you've got an iPad, or you've got a Mac, or you've got a laptop, or
There's always like electric thing
or
there.
or your Alexa, or something like that. You can like if you've got that stuck. Do you know what I mean? You can definitely, you can
Yeah.
definitely find out the answer to
One
the
day in
maths.
school was, like learning about the Battle of Hastings and that.
Say that again. Say that again.
Learning about the Battle of Hastings.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
I mean, I got to go to like, is it Normandy where they've got the Bayeux Tapestry or something?
I think
Like,
so.
I remember it. Do you know what I mean? But like,
You went on a trip there.
yeah, I went on a school trip there, and it was actually decent to be fair. But for a naughty boy like me, I'm just there like,
I'm in a foreign country. Let's go wild.
oh, literally, bro.
I remember I went skiing with one of my secondary schools. I randomly, bit of backstory. We moved a couple of times, so I went to a few different schools. And then I moved back to where I was originally from the Ends, Potter's
Yeah.
Bar. Right. Anyway, so when this was when I moved up to a place called Sandy, and we went skiing, and you had to be 14 legally to drink in that country, which was Austria, and it was the best. And I remember being like I must have been 14, and I hadn't started drinking yet. I was a bit of a not a good boy, but a bit of a not square, but like kind of.
Yeah.
My parents kept me away from drink and stuff like that. You know, they weren't smokers or anything like that. So I went there thinking, right, you were meant to have a note from your parents to say, yeah, you can drink on this, whatever. I didn't have one. I was kind of good at sneaking. Anyway, and I started buying Baileys. That was my poison.
It is actually peng.
It is pen, but
Nice.
it's not a booze drink, is it? It's not like
Nah,
I was necking them.
Yeah.
Like, give me shots of Baileys. I was necking them. I was thinking, why do I feel so? It's just like alcoholic milkshake, isn't it? So
Yeah, literally, bro. Like, compare like the likes of like in boarding school, the sixth formers used to bring in like Jägermeister.
oh, the
Oh, mate,
bombs,
shot of it. I remember it. First ever time I drank, shot. I was like,
mate. It's the worst. It's the worst tasting drink solo. Like, you can understand why they do Jaeger bombs to take the edge off of the Meister. Definitely.
yeah, brutal drink, brutal.
So how long were you in boarding school for, and where did you go? Like, where was it?
It was about 4 years. Like it was Durham school, obviously in Durham.
Hmm.
I went to a school called Choristers before that. That was kind of like the feeder school into Durham.
Okay.
But yeah, like a lot of my friends who went to Choristers then moved to Durham school with me.
So it's
like,
quite a natural transition. It wasn't just like boarding school. Did you stay there then?
It was unreal though. Like obviously, like it's basically going from a young children's school to like an adult school. So obviously, we went from the oldest to the youngest, and sixth formers used to take liberties, but it's the hierarchy of school, innit, mate?
So did you do sixth form there as well?
Nah, I left maybe about 10.
Okay.
And then I went to a public school.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of for me, like I was naughty in Durham, like thinking like Green Street, the film.
Yeah.
Mate, grew up around that in Durham school, and I was like thinking I was some sort of football hooligan and that. Obviously, moving to this public school, there's like actual hard kids at this school.
So you were like in the hierarchy, you were like the hard nut in the private school, and then when you went into the public school, you were like, oh,
pretty much. But then I remember on I think it was at my 14th or 15th birthday, I had my first fight.
Nice.
That was in a park. Like over nothing, like, do you know what I mean? And then
did you win?
Then, yeah, I won.
Obviously, stupid question.
Boys can back me up on that one. But yeah, mate. Ever since then, like, I got like this kind of, oh my god, don't mess with him. He's hard. Do you know what I mean? The fight was hard. It was like a 10-second fight. Like,
they're the best.
Yeah. Ever since then, mate, like no one really bothered me through school. So
love that. And then what did you do? What did you do after school? College? Did you do any college? Do any sixth
I
form?
went to college to do sports science. I tried going to sixth form. My attendance was like 10% throughout
Yeah.
the year. Left. I mean, I actually enjoyed sports science, but like even my attendance there was like 10%.
Yeah, I hear that.
Mate, just school's just not for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're quite similar in that regard because I didn't really enjoy school at all. Education for me wasn't education. I wasn't learning anything that I felt relevant to my future. And I'm more of a creative person. So,
Yeah, exactly.
and then, I was smashing it in drama, smashing it in art, smashing it in PE, and then nothing else really I was smashing it in. Maybe a
Yeah.
little bit of science because
The
it
experiments were
clicked.
fun, weren't they?
Exactly. So if it stimulated me that way, like if it was doing, not writing stuff down, I was cool. Like I was more than happy to do that all the time. And then I didn't turn up to some of the GCSEs. I didn't do any revision. I did no coursework. Like I did one bit of coursework. It was in business, and I handed it in thinking like I've actually made an effort here. I got a U on it.
See, that's
So
just like kind of just like I tried.
I tried. I tried so hard. I even did it in a different font. Tried to be fancy with it. Try making the font a little like the spacing a little bit more so it'd print out. I got a U, and I said, "I've tried my hardest on this." He was like, "Yeah, but you've done this, and you haven't done this." And I was like, "Do you know what? That's it. I'm not doing it." And from then, I think this was year 10, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm not doing any coursework ever again."
Mm.
And I didn't. And
But now look at you. Do you know what I mean?
now look at me. I've got my own
Laughing.
Facebook page. I made it myself. But yeah,
Well,
that's
that was similar to me though. Like literally, like I mean, I'm one of them people in school who like copies.
snap.
Basically, I'd done some coursework and then I got done for plagiarism. And I was like, you know what it is?
Did
I'm
you?
not,
Did you,
I'm not turning up anymore. I'm out of here.
bro?
I'm done. I'm done. I just didn't like. I never went to college ever again.
Mate, same. Like, as soon. That's what I think teaching needs to know. Like, people have feelings. Like, we're real people, yeah? And then they say to you, no. Like, what they should have just, rather than just getting it back with a U on it or getting done for plagiarism, saying, look, I understand what you've done here.
Mhm.
Try and do it this way or don't get caught, Dylan, you donut.
Yeah.
Because if a teacher spoke to me like that, I'd be like, okay, all right, cool. And then you'd kind of move forward and because they respect you in a certain way. But then, mate, I remember it being in a massive kick in the teeth. They handed it back to me. I'm talking, it was like paper like this. Obviously, if I'd done it in normal font, it would have been like that.
Yeah.
But I just ripped it, threw it in a bin in front of him. I said, I'm never doing coursework ever again. And I didn't do it for any subject because I'm so cool.
That's the thing though, wasn't it? Like, oh no, I'm not doing coursework. I'm cooler than that. But
Yeah, man.
I feel like if I did my GCSEs now, I'd actually smash it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think I'm wiser. Well, I obviously should be wiser than a 16-year-old, but I feel wiser because I'd clock what I need to listen to. Plus, I've got Alexa. I'll just be like, tell me the answer to, do you know what I mean? When I'm doing coursework, and there's hacks on things like TikTok saying rather than using the word and or it says use the, and it's like, oh,
I've seen that.
have you seen that? It's mad.
Yeah.
That would have helped me.
But even like when I was like acting a clown in school, like I realized the teachers would like favor me or give me more attention than what they would the good kids. Do you know what I mean? And I loved it. Like I get a detention, the teacher would be like, "Oh, Dylan, come with me. You don't have to do detention." I'm just like,
Yeah, I was the same.
like to carry on causing havoc. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's because we're charming. Like, not to sound weird, but I think we have a certain charm about ourselves, and we managed to just get away with shit that the kids just didn't, shit that they couldn't get away with. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I used to have that. I remember teachers constantly trying to get me into my detentions after school. They'd even meet me at my last lesson, and I'd still manage to just sneak off, and then there'd be no repercussion. I'm like, well, I got rid of. Like, I never did a detention.
You used to have like this special relationship with the teachers when you were being a naughty boy, didn't you? And just like, oh, go on then, like, and then even if you did like the smallest little thing right, it's like, oh, well done, like giving you like loads of praise and that. It's just like,
Yeah, I think our message to kids should be charming.
yeah.
I've got my kids in another room, so I shouldn't say this, but My daughter's very much like me. She's exactly she don't really get on with school like me. So it's hard for me to be angry at her because
Mm.
someone in the government's telling me that she should be doing certain things. So for me, it's like I wasn't doing that. Like, do you know what I mean? So I try and
You
kind of
can't really like be like, no, you can't do that.
yeah,
But
you
you
are
can do it
naughty.
yourself. Yeah.
Oh, but it's crazy. Like, I really like that we've got onto school because I haven't even talked about school for time.
Oh mate, I miss school so much, you know.
Imagine how good it would be now. Like, real talk. Like, imagine not having to work and pay bills and just go to school and just banter with your friends. I'd probably do exactly the same again, bro. I wouldn't even probably work harder.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I'm doing all right. Do you know what I mean?
Thing is, mate, I kind of like people say to you like school's like the best times of your life, and I'm happy I enjoyed them times. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I'm happy I wasn't them little swats with them swat knots being all behaved and that.
Yeah, you glad you enjoyed your time there.
Yeah, basically, it's like a holiday camp really for me.
Yeah, same. That you had to be there in the morning. But then, like, I don't know. How old are you, Dylan?
I'm 24, 25 soon, mate. 25
Oh,
June.
so I'm 33,
Yeah.
right? So I'm quite a few years older than you. So when I was in year 11, they only just started bringing into play the like Wi-Fi. Like we didn't have Wi-Fi in school back then, and
Mad that.
you used to be able to just if people like doing a register, they'd say your name and they'd tick you off on a physical list, and
Mm.
you just get your mate to say here, and no one would care. Like it was so easy to truant. Not these days. GPS, mate, they'll
I
follow
know,
your
bro.
phone, bro.
You've got to. I'm sure you've got to start scanning like your name card or something. I think they've started doing that. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
It does make sense because ultimately you need to know what children are in your school
Yeah.
at any one time. Do you know what I mean? But truanting was so easy, and they'd be like, "You weren't in this lesson." Yeah, I was. Or if you said to your mate who's going to that lesson, who was a bit of a swot, but
Mm.
I vibed with everyone, so I'd say just say here. They'd be like, "No, just say here for me," and or someone always would because the
By the
charm.
say yeah.
Say it. And then I'd go and sell cigarettes in the bush because we had a smoking bush. It was pretty fun.
Oh mate, like
50p a cigarette back in them days.
it used to be like down the picnic benches at the bottom of the field for me.
Mm. Teachers knew you were there, right? They could
It,
smell smoke.
I
They
remember
could.
my friend, me and my mate got caught. He comes over and goes, I can't really smell cigarettes, but I know what you're doing. I've seen the cloud of smoke. So and I was like, we were there just like deer in headlights. Just like, he was just like, just carry on, but don't get caught. And I was like, what?
It's because you were there. You were that
You
charming
know what I mean?
guy again. They
But
just,
mate, that same teacher got caught. I think he was putting cameras in the girls in like the teacher's toilets, mate. It's actually mad.
oh, that's the
And
reason.
like, you know what I mean? So no wonder he couldn't really tell us off. But
I know what you're doing, but I've got a worse thing going on, so I'm going to let you lot roll. Wow.
oh
That's
god,
incredible. That
yeah,
shit is scary, isn't it, man? There's some
it's mad.
fucked up people in these things. Right, I'm going to move on from school because I like it. I just want to move on. I've got a few more bits I want to talk to you about. So I want to know what your best experience in modelling is at so far to date. What's the best place you've shot or just the best all round experience you've had?
Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned to me off camera Germany you loved. So do you want to just explain a little bit?
Um, yeah, like half my work is literally like I'm signed to model work in Germany, but literally Germany have like Adidas, Puma. I think Nike's from Germany, isn't it?
America.
America. Well, they've got Adidas, Puma, Distorted. This is that brand.
Okay, yeah.
Distorted. But yeah, mate, they've literally just got so many brands. They've got Zalando as well. But when I normally go over, like they'll book me over for like 2 weeks or something, and I'll just like dart from like Munich to Dusseldorf to, do you know what I mean? So like I'd make a holiday out of it, and I
Like
just
you're doing almost like you're doing a circuit
yeah,
almost.
pretty much, bro. But I'll just be like meeting new people every single day, eating. Mate, I actually rate the German food,
I like German food.
like bratwurst. Oh my god, currywurst.
Bang.
Mate. I like literally like every time I'm in Germany, like I get laughed at because I'm just like, where's the nearest place which sells currywurst? You know what I mean? Literally every single time.
Gets me
Mate.
though.
But yeah, man. But I'd say my best modeling experience is like basically for New Balance.
Okay.
We got booked into this like multi-million pound house in London, and literally I recorded how long I was in front of the camera for, and it was literally about 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And this was like maybe the first year I started modeling, and it was a decent payday. I was just thinking,
Okay.
geez, do you know what I mean?
New Balance, like they're a good brand as well. To be fair, they do things right. Like the way they market, the way they design, it's all pretty spot on. To be fair, because I'm a bit of a sneakerhead, and I'm into my fashion, but because I'm a bigger guy, it's harder for me to find the fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be clever, have a look. Do you know what I mean? Until I got that tailoring P, then I'm clever. I hit Giacomo. But
literally, like then the New Balance shoes I modelled, I've still got them. Like I wear them to training every single day. Like,
sick.
you know,
How long ago was this?
4 years ago. 4 years ago.
So you've been doing it 4 years now.
Yeah, I think so. About 4 or 5 years.
And how'd you get in? How did you become this?
Basically, what this?
This
Basically,
beautiful human.
a barber. There's a shop called Wilson Barber Shop up here, and basically she was just like, "Oh, one of my friends wants to shoot with you," and I was like, "All right." Like, never ever modelled in my entire life. I was like, "All right, go on, then. I'll try it."
Took a decent selfie.
Basically, mate, I had a nose piercing and everything, man. I was just lost in life, didn't know what I was doing. And she was just like, "Yeah, my mate Chris wants to test with you."
Okay.
And did these test photos. Like, I look back at them now, I look fat. Do you know what I mean? I'm just gormless, don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, then agencies started seeing them photos because obviously he's a mint photographer, Chris Owens. And ever since then, I just got signed and then did some more work, got my portfolio stronger, and then just popped off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, banging. I love that. It's so organic, and it ties into really what I do in barbering as well. So it's all like on topic, you know. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly.
And because you can get like if barbers are looking for models and you don't think you're a model, this is to people out there. If you don't really think you're model material or whatever, it doesn't matter. Because like even Dylan didn't think I'm a model, but I'll do these shoots, and that's how you start a portfolio, and that's how you get out there. Especially if they're putting looks together for magazines or anything like that, you're going to get exposure for that. Like I use a friend of mine called Alfie, who's just started his own brand. It's called Veitano. I've got his t-shirt on here, which is wicked. I'll show you some of his stuff offline, but he models for me quite a bit, and I take him to shows and stuff because I know what his hair looks like. I know what suits him. We've done everything from long hair to like a two all over.
Yeah.
And it's just like he gets these portfolio. Like if he wants to do any modeling or anything, he's got a portfolio that's been published almost as well. So it definitely gives you a head start in something that you don't even realize you want to do.
And if anyone's going to be able to tell you if you're a model or not, it's going to be your barber, isn't it?
Yeah. When people say, "Can I take a picture of your haircut?" Feel honoured because barbers only take pictures of the creme de la creme of their trims. Yeah. Any barbers listening will know exactly what I'm talking about as well. Like they only take the pictures of the best. And that brings me back to when we did our shoot with you, and like I sent you the pictures of when they were in Italy or something, and there was just you just there, massive.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was like, geez. The thing is, mate, like half these massive things that I never even get to see. Do you know what I mean? I
exactly.
Photos which I get sent, but
it's like, oh, there's Dylan over there. Like I've seen you in other stuff. I'm like, I know this guy. It's just so random. I don't obviously just take it because I imagine a lot of people do, but when it was involving me as well, the big thing for me was walking through the XL Centre, and there was this like 20-foot banner by probably about 10, like a massive banner. Yeah. And it was just like all the models. There's Dylan. There's the other guy I cut. Boom, boom, boom. And I was just like, wow, how like it's just weird how it went from us being in that studio in North London to like.
Yeah.
Like, where do you live?
I live in Castle Mean.
So I met you in North London. and you're from Newcastle, the brand Osmo's from Scotland. I'm from Potter's Bar, which is near North London, and like it's a journey that you meet people from all over. Like you got a train down. I remember you was like, right, I got to go. I got to get a train. I was like,
Yeah.
sweet, bro. See you later. Like, and it was just like a really good experience there. I really enjoyed that particular shoot.
The trains from London, like to Newcastle, like 250 quid return. Like that, like so you've got to get like the off peak. So that's why I remember the rush offset and stuff, bro. I'm like, I'm not paying them prices. Yeah, that's even with a rail card, bro. Like, still about
mad.
190 in that. But
it's £190. You should have flown. It cost you £30. That's mad, isn't it? That's mad. But yeah, that was a really good shoot. And to anyone who gets asked if you're thinking of getting into modelling, a lot of barbers are pretty good photographers these days. Like they all know they got DSLRs, 50mm lenses, and they're shooting and they're putting it on Photoshop and they're, do you know what I mean, tweaking lighting and stuff. That needs to be done. Like what I understand, and I suppose you'll understand as well because you're in the industry, that there's a raw image and that raw image is not ready until there has been a form of editing.
mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people in barbering think everything has to be raw because otherwise you're putting out a false persona. There's a lot of people that edit fades, which is insanity. Like,
it's not that.
Yeah, it looks so perfect. It's like no one's hair quite like anyway. But when you're putting like a certain depth and things like that and changing like the shadow or it is organic. Like you have to, if you want your images put in magazines and things, there has to be some sort of Photoshop or edit involved to do that. So I just wanted to let the barber industry know, like, don't worry too much. Just don't tweak your fades. Don't do that. But there is editing involved.
Mad that people do that,
Bro, I have seen it so much, and I'm going to tag you in some because I've seen some very recently, and you're going to be like, it looks like a latte, bro. Like the side, do you know when you've got a latte? It looks like that, man. Creamy fade. Right, so what are you drinking? Cup of coffee, cup of tea?
Mate, I've actually got some cut up ginger.
I did this the other day.
A bit of hot water. I normally put some mint leaves as well.
I had cut up ginger, honey, and what else did I have? Cinnamon.
Me and you are on that health kick, aren't we?
Well, as you can see, I'm an absolute machine. But yeah,
drink enough for them, bro. You'll be shredded,
mate. I was losing weight before this lockdown, and then I've just lost my motivation. It's just been depressing as hell. Like I suffer with mental health and stuff, and I've just been sitting indoors for three and a bit months. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what? So
first lockdown, it's like, oh, like I've actually got into shape and got out of shape over the past. Do you know what I mean? It's like
in this space of COVID-19, it's like we changed like the like autumn, winter, summer. Do you know what I mean? It's like we change with the weather. It's just insane, like the change. Like, I've put on quite a bit of weight back on, but I know as soon as I'm back to work and I'm back playing football and doing things, I'm gonna start eating proper.
Yeah, like,
it's just mad. So you're drinking ginger, but what is your favourite non-alcoholic beverage?
Probably have to go for like a San Pellegrino.
Either with the sugar out, or are you talking pre-sugar tax?
Like pre.
They were
the lemon one.
Yes. Yeah, I used to get them after I was at barber school in Covent Garden. Yeah. I used to nip out and there was a really nice Italian pizza place. I used to pop in and grab a San Pellegrino, what flavour? Lemon, obviously. And it was just the most banging thing. Now, they sell them in Poundland because they've taken all the sugar out.
But it used to be quite a premium drink.
Yeah, it was. It was like I wouldn't mind dropping $2.50 on a San Pellegrino. Like, I would still do that if they just kept the sugar in, but it just doesn't taste right to me. Same with Dr. Pepper, bro. Don't drink it anymore.
Yeah.
Took all the sugar out. And Sprite.
To be fair, mate, like, even if I have a Diet Coke, like, even if I have Coke, it has to be Diet. Like, I can't...
Do you drink everything Diet?
Yeah. Mate, like, for some reason, like, it coats my teeth in, like, horrible fur, do you know what I mean? So I'm there like licking my teeth constantly after it.
Unless you're brushing your teeth after every sip, it's not a drink for you. My favourite drink, non-alcoholic, because I don't even drink anymore. But my non-alcoholic drink of choice. Have you had a Calypso? The
What is it, like
American?
the ice lolly?
No, it's called a Calypso. It's like in a glass bottle.
Nah.
Right, I'm gonna get one sent to you. I'm gonna buy one online. I'm gonna send it to
Heck.
your address. So good. It's gonna be too sugary for you, so drink it with a straw.
Yeah.
Don't hit your teeth then. But they are the sweetest, most peng, gorgeous drink. It's
No.
too sweet. It's too sweet. You can't drink one in one. But they are peng. They are peng.
Drink.
I'm gonna get one sent to you. I didn't actually hear what you said there, but yeah.
Okay.
Right, I've got another question. Where do you, Mr. Yao, want to be in 5 years' time? What's your 5-year plan?
You know what it is, bro? Like my goals have changed over this lockdown. Like it makes you kind of like cherish the little things. Do you know what I mean?
Big time, big
I
time.
mean, like I've been having thoughts of just moving country and just retiring, me, bro.
Really?
Bro, like imagine like a little beach bar in Thailand or something. Oh
She.
my god, mate. But I've even been saying to my parents like I'd happily become a fisherman in Thailand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Live a
yeah.
simple life.
Mate, that'd be banging because then
Oh,
I'd insta you and be like, bro, I'm gonna come over for a couple of weeks. Like, can I stay? Do you know what I mean? Having someone in Thailand would just be amazing.
oh mate, and I'd catch us dinner. Do you know what I mean?
Fresh. So you
Yeah,
seriously thinking of doing something like that?
bro, like just literally just even being stuck in the house for the past years just made me just want to go on holiday for even 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Just something like that.
Do a bit
Just
of travelling. I know it sounds
yeah,
cliche travelling, but why don't you just go and stay in Thailand for what 6 months to see how it is, and if it works for you, it works.
yeah, exactly, bro. Like, like after this, man, I kind of don't mind the idea of a simple life. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's powerful, bro.
Yeah,
Rather than just chasing like the next paycheck, you've
yeah,
actually
well, pretty
thought,
much, yeah, bro. Like with modeling as well, like you kind of don't really know when you like. Do you know what I mean? Like some people, it's guaranteed. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of people over lockdown haven't been working.
of
Like
course.
I've been lucky to have a few jobs and that, but a lot of people, mate, like haven't really been doing very well. And I know a few people have been getting depressed and that, but
Yeah, man, it's sad, isn't it? Like people's mental health through this, all this lockdown stuff, is just been incredibly disappointing. Like me personally, I suffer with it, and it has just been a bastard. But I'm proud of myself because I got myself through it. But some people, it's affecting a lot more, and like, especially if you're not working. Like I'm a barber, bro.
yeah.
I've opened my shop, like, and then it's just been shut.
Do you know
Do you
what I
know
mean?
what I mean? It's just
Mate, there's
effed.
been so many businesses like up here where people have opened them and just literally. And my mate owns a few bars.
Mm.
You can't even open them. Like he literally opened them when like just before March last year, and just like right before lockdown.
My
But
and I bet he put so much of his savings into that, a lot of heart, like
yeah,
all of his heart,
yeah.
and then boom, no, you're shutting. At least they can open soon though for outdoors, isn't it? Tomorrow is it? Maybe.
No, I think it's not the 12th of April.
Oh, the same as me.
Yeah,
Yeah, banging. I'm looking forward to that. Dylan, we're gonna have to wrap up because we're nearly 40 minutes in.
I'm
Mate,
flying, bro.
I've got like so many more questions, but what I'll do is I'm gonna get you back if that's all right.
Yeah, calm, bro.
Or even on my podcast, I do the Miles Lewis show, which is my show, and then I've got a podcast called the Bullshit Exchange or the BS Exchange,
Yes.
and maybe we can do something like this with my mate Alfie, who does the BS Exchange with me. We'll take it further because, mate, we've just chewed up 37 minutes in the space of, in my head, 10, which is mad. So, and I've got other stuff. Right, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I've got a quick fire, instant questions. We'll do this before we go. You ready?
Yeah, go on then.
I didn't tell you about this before. Right. Right. Favourite film? Off the top of your head, you just got to say it. Favourite film?
What's it called? The bloody. Oh, what's that gangster film called? Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Favourite food?
Sushi.
Favourite destination?
Thailand.
Pizza or kebab?
Pizza. I'll go pizza.
Nando's or Wagamama's?
I'll go Nando's, bro.
How do you have it? It's hot? Are you
Oh,
you a hot
mango and lime, always.
lemon and lime?
Mango and lime.
Mango and lime.
Yeah, mango and lime.
Jeez.
Okay. Ugly.
And last one, what do you hate?
I hate racism.
Bro. Right, so that didn't take that long. That was good. But yeah, it's been amazing having you. Can you tell everyone your handles or where they can follow you and see your journey and bits like that?
It's, my Instagram's Dylan Yau, DYLANYAU.
And if they want to book you, what's your management?
Elite Models, London, and obviously if you're from Germany, model work.
There you go. There we go. Hopefully we'll get to work together again soon. That'd be lovely. If not, when we can move about a bit more, you need to come down and spend some time down here if you want. You can stay with me or whatever, or I'm going to come up and see you anyway.
Yeah, bro, I've not even been to London for the past year.
Ridiculous.
You know what I mean?
It's scary, isn't it? Like,
signed in London, I've not even been there like a year and a half or something.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, you can follow us at the Myles Lewis Show. At Myles Lewis Show on Insta, YouTube. If you just search the Myles Lewis Show, we've got our channel, and on Facebook is facebook.com/live with Myles. Yes, that cat is so sick. I remember I see her when you got her when she was young. Did you get a girl?
No, I got a boy. His name's Esco, short for Escobar.
Yes, Esco. Love that. All right then, my brother. Lovely talking to you. Thank you very much for being a guest. This is going to be up on YouTube and Instagram pretty much within the next couple of days, but I'll let you all know.
Calm, bro. Nice one.
Dylan, love, and I'll speak to you soon, my brother.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
And you. See ya.